congratulations. What want you to remember when you heard your name?
First off, bonjour and merci beaucoup for that. But there's a lot of emotions right now. I have a lot of family in Montreal and the Quebec area, so it's super emotional for me to see myself on that pick there, and to share that with my family. It's pretty special.
You have a lot of family in Montreal?
I do.
Yeah.
So my aunt went to McGill. She works for Air Canada up there, and then I got aunts, uncles, grandparents-in-laws, all that live in Quebec City and in Montreal. So it's pretty cool how everything kind of comes full circle.
So you know about the reality of Montreal, and it won't be your first time there?
No, it's not my first time. I wasn't in Montreal specifically, but I played in the TV Quebec tournament. I've been up in the area. I stayed there for 10 to 12 days, but played plenty of hockey games in Montreal for different tournaments. So it's a big hockey town, and with pressure comes pride, and I want to be a part of that.
Were you surprised to be picked at that spot?
I think you go in with an open mind. Once you see different goalies going off the board, you think any pick could be you. Just different teams have different needs, and to go to the Montreal Canadiens, I don't think I could rate the script any better.
Had you shown the interest in you before?
They had. I talked to them a few days ago just on the phone about different teams I'd met with and stuff like that. But I had a good interview with the Combine with them, and I thought maybe that played a good part in this.
Why can't you describe yourself?
I play a pretty simple game. I'm not a guy that over moves or is laying on his back, flopping around. I like to be on my feet, and I think my game's nothing sexy. I just stop the puck.
Who would you compare yourself to?
I think I play like Cam Talbot, Jake Ottinger, and Craig Anderson. Kind of those three guys.
That's a good mix.
They're not anything stylistically special. They stop the puck.
What do you feel are the main two?
Get to the next level. What are your plans for the next few years?
Obviously going to Boston College, it's a special school, and we're going to have a special group of guys there. So I think for me, it's just getting more mature. I'm only 18 years old. There's not too many 18-year-old goalies in the NHL, especially with the Montreal Canadiens. So, overcook myself a little bit in college and, get ready to have a nice NHL career.
Just more on your background in Montreal. What's the origin of that? How did that work?
So it kind of goes back to my grandfather remarried a French-Canadian woman from Montreal, and my dad spent a bunch of time up there skiing and snowboarding, and for him, he spent months and months at a time up there. He practically lived there for a year, and he learned a little bit of French. I'm still trying to work on mine, but definitely gonna have some more pressure to learn it now.
I would think so, yeah.
What was your feeling when you met with the Canadians and the feedback you got from them during the interviews?
I think I come off as a confident guy, which I am. I don't consider myself cocky by any means, but I know my game, I know myself as a person, and I think what I bring to the table is something that is an interest to them, and I think it's going to be a really good thing for both parties. I want to be a Montreal Canadian, and I want to win a Stanley Cup for them.
Areas of focus in terms of development?
I want to get faster. I think every level of the game just gets that much quicker. The NHL is so fast now that if you're even a little bit late or not set for half a second, guys can shoot the puck so fast and in the perfect spot that if you're not ready for it, it's going to go in quite a bit if you're not fit enough and quick enough to get there.
The old cliche is that being a goaltender might be a toughest job in the NHL. Kind of challenge that you're looking for in the future.
I want it to be. I think as a competitor, I don't want it to be easy. I think I want the bright lights. I want the big stage, and like I said earlier, I think pressure's a privilege. So the more pressure it is, I think it just means that you're just going to go out and perform your best.
You said overcook in college. Goalies take longer to get to the NHL as it out. Do you hope to spend your 4 years in BC?
I don't think there's ever a perfect plan. Every prospect's different, so I could have the 2 best years of my hockey career and still mentally and physically may not be ready for the NHL yet. So I think it's up to myself and to the organization, because you don't want a goalie to come in and get thrown into the fire and fail and have this whole process kind of go to waste. So I think if you're undercooked, it's never going to be a good result for either the team or for myself in my career.
Getting a degree important to you?
Say that again?
Is getting a degree important to you at all?
100%. Obviously, both my parents are lawyers. They want me to get a good education, so I think that's a big reason why I picked Boston College, with how prestigious of a school it is academically, with obviously how strong their history is in hockey as well. So the school will always be there, the hockey won't. So I think you're going to pursue your hockey, and you can always take classes during the year or in the summers, and just enjoy it that way.
What will you study law too?
I personally don't think I'll be a lawyer. I think that'd be a lot longer than maybe the degree that most of the guys are going in for. But But I think the law is super interesting, and you know, there's a long time when there's life after hockey, so you never know. I'm going to be a communications major, you know, maybe in the sports management, stuff like that. Just I want to do something useful. I don't want to just be a guy that goes for hockey. Obviously, you're going to be an NHL hockey player, develop to get to the next level, but you know, you still want to develop into a young man as well.
What might be your